Hey guys, with the new COPA rules going into effect, just want to say this channel is not meant for kids. So thank you very much. Let's get on with the show. My friends, it's been 3 weeks since Onslaught landed and went live. We've had time to play, we've had time to get into it and dig deep. Let's talk about it. Here's my review. Hello my friends, Boomy here once again with another video for you, my Swtor brothers and sisters. How is everyone doing today in a galaxy far, far, far away? And if it's your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for all your Swtor fun, news, guides, and updates right here, right now. My friends, the day is finally here that I actually get around to doing my review of Onslaught. That is right. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about this expansion. We're going to talk about the pros, the cons, and all that right there, what this expansion has to offer us and whether or not this expansion was any good. So let's get into it, and then we will delve into the deeper stuff. Be prepared. There are some remarks that I will be making that might rub some people the wrong way, and that is not intentional, but these are my opinions, and that's what they are. So there is that. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk Onslaught. So Onslaught, what did we get? We got a brand new expansion, right? It's been years since we had an expansion. We were dealing with the Knights of the Eternal Throne and all their family feuds and the junk going on there. So we dealt with that. Daddy's dead, ish, and all the stuff there. It's just a big mess. It's like a giant bad like Steve Harvey should have done a family feud with this with the family of Zakul. Just saying, Valkorian, what a douche canoe. But so that's done. That is done. Although some bleeds over, but whatever. But that is done. We'll talk about that later. So what did we get? What did we get with Onslaught, this new expansion? Now, I was there at the Star Wars or Swtor Cantina in Chicago when they first announced this. I live streamed it, so many of you probably saw that. Sorry about how it was live streamed. I'll do better next time. But yeah, so we're there. It was amazing. The energy in the room was just off the chain, and it was exciting. It was exciting, and I was really excited for it. And I made a lot of predictions on this channel about what I think they would do in an expansion and whether or not we're going to actually get a true traditional expansion. So what did we get in Onslaught? We got a return to story about where we used to be before the family feud on Zakul started in and affected everyone. Republic versus the Empire, that's back in. The tensions are there, and great storytelling on that part of it is going on. But that's not the only thing we got. Story, yes, that's very important to the vast majority of us, but it's not the only thing we got. We got a couple of new planets. We got Mechshaw, which was not really a planet. It's a mining colony, moon, asteroid thing, but I like it. I really enjoy Mechshaw. Having a blast there, although it is a pain in the butt sometimes to try to find things because it is so vertical. Everything is so vertical, so you kind of really like, where is that? Oh, it's up there. How do I get up there? I don't know. How do I get down there? Oh, the map lies to me. So, but overall, I really enjoy Mechshaw. I like it. Then we have Onderon, and that's pretty cool. Hunter-gatherer, it's really cool. It reminds me of, like, if Conan the Barbarian had a home planet, which he did, and if it were in Star Wars, it'd be Onderon. He would do well there with the Untamed, I'm just saying. But I really like there. I like the story that went on there, and I kind of like the story that went on with Mechshaw as well. Now we got a new flashpoint. We're going back to Corellia. We're going to try to stop the evil Imperials from destroying the base, or if you're an Imperial, we're trying to destroy the base, and what the outcome is, well, we will talk about that later. Yeah, and we got a new operation, another planet of Duxon. The operation seems pretty cool. Now, honestly, I have not done it live in game, but from what I did on the PTR, or PTS, sorry, wrong game, it looked really good, and it looked fun. We got a new gearing system. This has been a thing of contention. RNG all over the place in the beginning stage of it. RNG is still sort of there, but not as heavy as it was, but it is still a problem. So I think they're still trying to balance everything out there. We also got a new, the whole the galactic command system, right? That came with the Zakuulan family feud. But it's been renamed and revamped to the Renown system, so that helps out with gearing as well. So something more points for people to chase that I'm sure Papa Keith has already maxed all his tunes out, because apparently the man who runs Swtor has a lot more time than we do. But that is there. And we got a new playable species, the Nautilin. Now, this was really big. A lot of people were excited about this, as was I. I have one, and I will be doing a video about the Nautilins when I get to it, which hopefully will be soon, maybe this week, who knows. We got some updated graphics when it comes to lighting, especially if you're looking through any of the windows on Fleet. Giant glares, it's like Abrams himself came and did the lighting for Swtor is there. I personally kind of find it annoying. That's just me. You might love it, but I'm like, wow, that's sort of annoying. I guess this is how it would be in space, but freaking A, put the shades down, Empire, let's do this. And like I said, we got the new stories. We have new characters that came in as well with this one. Some new Dark Council members and all that jazz there. Some members that we learned about pre-launch of Onslaught that we got. Tal Adair is one of them. And, oh yeah, the other guy, Henri. Oh, I love Henri. I love her. She's my bae. I love her so much. Then we have Arn. He's cool. We'll talk about him in just a moment. Yeah, and we have the return of some beloved companions that people have been yearning, yelling eagerly for. With Kira and Scourge, they have returned. Finally, I'm sure Charles is happy about that, and I'm sure anytime people ask about that, he just had to bite his lip because, NDA and all that stuff, he didn't want to give too much away. And we also got the ubiquitous thing you get with a new expansion. You get to go up more levels. We got 5 levels from 70 to 75. Now let's talk story for a little moment, right? Like I said in the beginning of this video, return to basics. Empire versus Republic, blah, 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 blah. That is there. Awesome. Now let's talk about Imperial side, shall we? So it's been almost a month. If you guys haven't played it yet, I'm sorry, but there's going to be spoilers. Just deal with it. So let's talk, as I label it, the dark side. But the Imperial side, I really liked the story on the Imperial side. I felt there was tension there. That you were going to war with the Republic. There was a Republic. You had to go destroy their fleets, destroy their chances from the reserve fleets to go and back up Corellia as Endgame go to take out their brand new technologically advanced shipyard. And with the Imperial side, well, you get to do that, and you do that. You stop them, and you kind of have a pretty big victory on your hands for the Empire. Which I liked. I felt, like I said, I felt tension in that. I thought the story was well written for that side. And, I'm like, oh, sweet, this is good. Like, not as in good, like, good, haha, dirty pubs. But, like, man, this is really good. I'm excited to see what the Republic side of things would be. Now, I might have been a bit naive in my thinking there, not remembering how the story sometimes goes with Swtor, especially recently. But when it comes to, like, for me, I kind of wanted to see how things will evolve from 6.0 to 6.1 to 6.2 to 6.3 and down the road. And I had to say that playing pub side, I was really disappointed with how that story side went. And I said as much in my monthly report, or to be honest, if you buy monthly report, I always forget, with BioWare, about how, like, disappointed I was with the pub side. You let me know in the comment section below what you thought about that. The pub side, you get a different outcome. Of course, you save the day, right? Narrowly, of course, but you save the day. The fleets are saved, the shipyard is saved, everything is saved, huzzah. But part of me just sits there and is like going, but that's not reality. That is not reality. You can't have it both ways. You can't have both sides win and everything's hunky-dory. For me, that breaks story immersion. And the immersion for me was broken when I played halfway through the pub side before I even finished that side. I was not a fan. Like, I started getting bored with the story after that, because to me there was no tension. There was no like, oh my gosh, what is the Republic going to do, because this has happened. I was expecting that to happen, right? So can we kind of have one story arc happening in 6-0 where, say, the Imperials win on that side, and then we go to 6-1 or maybe even 6-2, and you know, the pubs come fighting back and they win a big victory, and all culminating near the end of what this expansion will be, whatever the lifespan of this expansion is. And I was hoping for that type of story arc, that type of story tension and narrative that was going forward. But unfortunately, that's not what we got. And I was not a fan of that at all. Listen, all due respect to all the storytellers and writers at BioWare. They do a fantastic job. This one, however, left me wanting more, and not in a good way. I really feel like they did this story a disservice going down this route. But that's just me. And I think part of it, for me, that just didn't make sense was Tau Adair. I know, I'm sorry, but before we get to her, can we just talk about Arn for a moment? Her new Padawan, who honestly, whenever I see him, I think of Nickelback. I cannot not see him as Nickelback, as the lead singer of Nickelback. I can't. So part of me is like, well, I can't take him seriously because reasons. But Tau Adair, let's just start there for a second. Now, I know there's a lot of emotion with Tau Adair, and I get that. And believe me, I have plenty of friends in the military. I get it. And I think we should tell stories highlighting some of the things that our servicemen and women go through, which these characters, going through a lot of the similar experiences with war and all that, go through as well. I get that, and I'm very sympathetic to it and empathetic to it. However, with Tau Adair, and this has been my problem ever since she came into Swtor, was I felt like her character, for me, my opinion, her character has a lot of potential, but she never met that potential for me. I felt, especially in 6-0, I felt like her character was silly. And not in a, they put some great comedy relief in here. I honestly thought her role was silly. To me, I just kept saying, like, who put you in charge? Nosteral, dude. I know you've been away for a while. I know you two fought campaigns together back in yonder day. But seriously, she is not ready to meet this type of command that you have set up for her. And then to give her a Padawan on top of it, I just sat there going, what are you doing? It's like, I get the whole, like, well, they're both broken, and by putting them together, they'll fix each other. Well, okay, yeah, if that was written really well, but I didn't feel like that was written well. To me, they were the comic relief of the pub side story of everything, and I know that's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. I get it, but that's just how I feel. I feel like they did her story a big disservice by not fleshing her out more and giving her more of a mature role or mature character narrative than what she got. Now, I'm not saying she's Mary Sue. She earned a lot of the places she got to, and she went through a lot of crap on that transport in Corellia, and this still boggles my mind, right? She's on a transport, she's with her crew, her first time on Corellia, her first big commission to go there, go fight the war, and Ninja Sith comes on, kills everyone, ha ha ha, somehow misses the giant lady in the back. I still don't get it. Somehow misses her completely. This Sith, highly trained, gets onto a transport, slaughters everyone, about to slaughter the pilot, but nope, he missed her. In my brain, I'm like, that's plot convenience. How did he miss her exactly? Not sure. You have a giant, guy, woman, Nautilin, I don't care what you are. There's a giant of a being in that transport, and you somehow missed that person? To me, I don't believe it. I just don't. But that's just me, and that's been bothering me ever since that story arc came out. And it's followed into 6-0 in my mind with her, to where I just cannot. I wish they, like I said, fleshed her character out more, to where I can take her more seriously, take her role more seriously, instead of sitting here thinking, why is she even in charge of anything of this caliber, something that is so important as is the Corellia shipyards, when you're going against the freaking Malgus, going against Malgus himself. You're going to, it's like taking a pawn and having him go straight against a king. Yes, a pawn can be pretty powerful in the game of chess, but at the same time, you're going against the king. And if he's probably protected by the queen, which is the empire. So there's that might be a horrible analogy, but that's just my thing. But yeah, I wasn't convinced with her character, and with Arn being there, I felt like they wrote him a little bit better. I can feel some of the pain he was going through, but at the same time, it just did not click with me. And that just made me, you might have loved it, and that is awesome, and I'm glad you did. But for me, it just didn't fly. But then we get to the end, right? Imp side wins, yay! Republic side wins, yay! Question mark? And then you're there, and then you're done. You are done. The expansion, end game, you're there. It was not a very long story for the first phase of the expansion. Now, I come from the World of Warcraft world where we're used to say it's 6.0 just for argument's sake, going for a long time until they come out with 6.1. Now, some expansions were different, but there was a lot to do when it came to story, a lot of zones to go to, and it took a while to get through that story arc. This one felt kind of like the chapters we used to do back in the Zakul and Family Feud days, where it had me kind of wishing that they would go back to that, to where we get some new content every month, which is weird because we all didn't like that. But now we're faced with this part where I wish they would go back to that to give us more content. Now, I know 6.1 is coming in 2020. I know we're going to get something in 6.0.2. However, for me, this was a very short expansion, and that's one of the things and the qualms I've been hearing from people about their misgivings with this expansion would be how short the story was and how short this was, and how people were knocking it out within an hour and a half. And if you play both sides, you're probably getting about 3 to 4 hours of content gameplay right there. To me, that's not enough. Is it any good? Is Onslaught any good? Yeah, it is really good. Is it going to spark the new golden age of Swtor? I mean, it could. It could. The potential is definitely there. The excitement for it is there. But, if I were to give it like on a grading scale between 1 and 10 beards, I'd give it a 7. 7 beards out of the 10. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good expansion. And it kind of, the best part of it is it takes us back to what Swtor was originally about. But there is that thing of, okay, we got one flashpoint. We got one operation. That's it. That's where you get to run. You can get gear no matter where you are. But at the same time, for me, I wish there was more. Wish going through the story. Maybe have storylines taking you back with Tal Adair to the transport, to that place over there, and following that story with her to flesh her out even more. I think would have been a smart idea. Maybe have another raid. Our operation, I know ops take a long time for the dev team to put together. I get that, and that's awesome. I hope they put out more. I'm pretty sure they will, but who knows? But I think they did a really good job. We didn't have much complications with it. Unless you're the Tulak Horde server, which just needs to be taken out back and shot. But other than that, it did well. There were a few bugs here and there that they did come and fix. But yeah, it was... Out of all that, it was a pretty smooth launch, and probably some of the smoothest launches I've ever been around of during my time with expansions going live. Now, when you get to the closing argument of this expansion, when you get to the Emperor put this failsafe thing in, and now there's this cosmic black death that is taking people out and making them into freaking zombies, one mass, I can't think of it, mental organism, I can't think of it, it reminds me of the Borg in a sense, where it's kind of like putting like, oh crap, I think the Emperor might come back again via channeling the mental, I can't think of the right name for it, but you know what I'm talking about, through all these people, where Satil Shan is underneath that trap, and Akira and Scourge got out from it, but they kind of still feel it, so you're going to go out there to deal with it. And then you have Malgus, who ripped out his controlling chip or whatnot that controlled him, and now he's off doing whatever it is Malgus does. So there's that. There is that. And so, yeah, this does leave a good, cliffhanger as to what is going to happen down the road for 6.0 for Onslaught, and it should be interesting to see what they give us in 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, and so on and so forth. But those were just my thoughts about Onslaught. That's where, for me, where I sit with this expansion. It is a pretty good expansion. Like I said, again, the story was a bit too short. I really feel like they should have fleshed out the pup side a bit more, and I really feel if they wanted to actually have good tension, they should have not had it been a win-win for each side. They should have had it to one side won, one side lost, and there is tension in what's going to happen down the road. That, in my opinion, is what they should have done. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you like Onslaught? What were your pros and cons with Onslaught? What didn't you like with Onslaught? Do you think I'm off base when it comes to Tal Adar or whatnot, or Arn, or Nickelback, as I like to call them? Tell me your thoughts about them. What did you like? What didn't you like? Do you agree with me that the story should have been more tension-driven rather than every side wins, everyone gets a participation trophy? Because that is just not how life works. But that just could be me. That could be the storyteller in me doing that. But I want to hear your thoughts. Put your comments in the comment section below. I love reading them. They're all great and amazing. Well, 99.9% of them. Outside of the Swtor's dead. It's like, dude, it is literally not dead. Just leave me alone. But yeah, hit that like button if you like what you see here. The more likes we get, the better it is. So let's try to get at least 80 on this one. But yeah, put the lights down because the algorithm likes, and they like share, and they likes comments, and the more we get, the further or closer we get to the front on all the things. You guys are amazing. If you really like what you see here or hear here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Become part of the family here at Boomy Nation, the freak show of YouTube, the black sheep of gaming. And as always, my friends, remember to be kind. It's about community, and we will see you later. Good day.